We're live.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 4 of Backroom Banter. We apologize about taking a couple weeks off. We were just busy. Our schedules weren't lining up. We'll do our best to have that not happen going forward. But with that being said, we're gonna move on from that. Evan, how you been, man? It's been a few weeks since we've been on.
Yeah, man, it's been a few weeks. I'm glad I'm back. I've missed it, and I'm glad our schedules realigned and right back to the grind of it, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're having fun doing it. We appreciate every single one of you coming on to watch us every single week. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. NFL. It was a crazy weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend. A lot going on with it.
Yeah, there was some big time upsets. I mean, the Colts go on the road to Jacksonville and get upset pretty handedly. They lose Daniel Jones out for the year and possibly some of next year. Um, that's kind of big breaking news this week.
Philip Rivers. What's going on with Philip Rivers? They're
Yeah,
trying to bring him into. That's crazy, dude.
they're having open tryouts.
Yeah, open tryouts. Yeah, they signed him to the practice squad, and there's already videos of him out there with a beer belly, throwing dots, sidearm dots.
Yeah, he's been out of the league for some time now, so it's pretty crazy to see him just go out to try out. But hey, I mean, he sees that we're late in the year, a couple weeks till the playoffs. He's like, "Hey, I can go make a playoff run with a good team real quick. I can hit open guys and bubble screens." So it'll be interesting to see if he actually takes the field. I don't know if that will happen, but they're gonna have to find somebody to fill that spot.
Yeah, and he's a perfect fit, man. He's been to the playoffs, and they need that type of person, especially if they make it. So I'm for it, man. I'd love to see an older guy like him try to be at the helm.
Yeah, yeah, it would definitely be a throwback for sure. Another big game for the AFC North. We had Pittsburgh going on the road to Baltimore. Baltimore struggled early in the year. Lamar Jackson was out for a part of it, but they came back. They're coming back strong. Pittsburgh, the exact opposite. They started out strong the last few weeks. They haven't looked so good. So that was just kind of an interesting matchup in the division because you have two teams doing polar opposite things, but Pittsburgh's able to go on the road and get it done in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's a crazy game, especially with Mike Tomlin being on the hot seat and him saying that he's been on the hot seat for 17 years. It's crazy, funny guy.
Yeah, no, he definitely has been, and it's been an interesting. It's an interesting situation because at the same time he hasn't gone under 500 in the whole time he's been there, but they haven't really won much since Roethlisberger left. So I just think the fans are tired of mediocrity.
100%, man. Especially when you have such a good squad right now, or on
Yeah,
paper you have a good squad.
yeah, definitely. What were some of the games that kind of jumped out to you? Is there anything you saw?
Yeah, the Eagles Chargers, man. The Chargers came in there and beat them by 3, 22 to 19. Then we had a good top of the division rivalry game between the Bears and the Packers came out on top. That was a really good game. And then my Lions beat the Cowboys, which I'm really stoked about because I've had doubt on the Lions with that game, but they proved me wrong once again.
Yeah, that was kind of a big games for both teams as well. And one thing I will touch on with the Eagles, we've said it basically the entire show. They win these last second miracle coin flip games, and they had been able to get away with it for so long. But when you're playing the odds like that every single week, it's going to start going back into the opposing team's favor.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he threw a few picks too. Jalen Hurts did. He didn't play good, and he even said he didn't play good. So I'm glad to see the Chargers win. Not praying on their downfall or anything,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
happy to see the Chargers win. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think everybody but Eagles fans likes to watch the Eagles lose for sure.
Yep. And the Texans, the
Yeah.
Chiefs, that was another game. I think that game, the Chiefs losing that game almost eliminated them. They're not eliminated yet, but they're almost they're almost done for the season.
Yeah, no, for sure. For the Texans to go in to Arrowhead, that place was rocking. I mean, you could barely hear yourself think probably.
Yeah.
Um, so this not necessarily a passing of a guard situation. I mean, Mahomes is still young. He has plenty of time to rebuild this team and come back for another stretch, but I think they're done. They looked done last year in the Super Bowl. Kelsey's, I mean, the way that game ended was perfectly. It was a wide open ball. Well, not wide open, but NFL wide open. Hits him in the hands. He bobbles it. Interception. Game over. I mean, I think everybody loved watching that. Um, but yeah, I think the Chiefs are dead. You can officially write them off. And the Texans are the opposite. They're kind of getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, the Texans are looking really good. Right now, they're actually comparing. I've seen a few videos of them comparing the Texans to the Broncos with their amazing defense. So
Well,
Texans are, if they keep the ball rolling, man, I think they're going to come out next week. They're going to beat Cardinals. And the Chiefs are going against the Chargers. I think the Chiefs are done for, like you said. I think the Chargers are playing all right. So yeah, a lot there, man.
yeah, and the one thing I'll touch on too with that Texans game is CJ Stroud was out for those 3 weeks with the concussion. So he almost got like a mini month off right in the middle of the season. So going into the playoffs, there's really going to be nobody healthier than he is at that time.
Oh, that's a really good point. He's going to come in fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have a few of these last couple games to get his momentum and rhythm back, and he's going to be fresh and ready to go for the playoff run. So, like you alluded to, that defense is top notch, arguably the best in the league. So, if they can go out and put up 24, 27 points every week, I think they're going to have a good little run.
Yeah, they're gonna have a pretty good run, man. For sure. But yeah, we have a lot of good upcoming games. We have the Packers and the Broncos.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gonna be a really good game. For the Packers to see if they can prove themselves. I mean, we also got the Lions, got the Rams. The Rams are Super Bowl contenders. The Lions is pretty much in the hunt right now, and the Lions can beat the Rams. I mean, you can pretty much put them up there as contenders. I mean, your Buccaneers
Yeah,
beat the
it's
Falcons. That's gonna be an
funny.
easy dub. Go ahead, sorry.
It's so funny to listen to other people talk about their teams because it's so true. When you're a fan of a team, it's almost always glass half empty because you're just so scared of getting hurt. The pain of losing hurts so bad. But from the outside looking in, I have good news for you because as bad and poorly as the Lions look at times, I don't think that's a team anybody wants to draw in the playoff.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, man. My team, that Lions team is just, they're interested, man. I mean, when you give them motivation, it's almost like that Michael Jordan skit. Like, you give them motivation, they're going to go out big and win. It's crazy. And I agree with you. I think if they make it to the playoffs, people are going to be scared to play them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wouldn't worry too much right now.
Yeah. And then one of the biggest games we have coming up is the Bills and the Patriots. That is,
Yeah.
obviously the Patriots are Super Bowl favorites. The Bills are, haven't played what they have, like the best they have played in the past, but it's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, New England goes into Buffalo earlier in the year and wins. New England's been hot all year. As you said, they're the Super Bowl favorites. The Bills, not so much. I mean, they've kind of sputtered a couple weeks in a row. They did look good last week. Josh Allen in the snow is just book it. If it's snowing out and they're playing in Buffalo, he's going to win. But they're on the road this week, and if New England can go 2-0 on against them on the year, I mean, it's going to be very, very hard to bet against New England if they can pull this off this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. I mean, the Patriots are coming off of this big dub against the Giants. They're feeling really good. Everybody's already hyping them up. Drake May looks amazing. So yeah, they're going in that game with a lot of confidence, man. It's gonna be. I see the Patriots coming on top, but it's gonna be interesting how Josh Allen responds to that defense.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Keon Coleman's bounced back nicely after his kind of it was a weird suspension. I mean, he missed one meeting and they suspended him for I believe 2 or 3 weeks. So it was kind of weird. There had to be other things going on that they just weren't coming out and saying, other than missing a meeting, because that was strange. But he's bounced back nicely from that. And Josh Allen's problem has always been weapons. So if he can kind of get a little more consistent, I mean, yeah, the Bills are definitely still right in the contention.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bills, the Josh Allen's and Patrick Mahomes, man, they've had the same story, man. They've had really no weapons. I mean, I guess you could say Patrick Mahomes had a little more of a weapon with Travis Kelsey, but yeah, I mean, they go out there, they elevate these teammates that are not known to be superstars, and they're amazing. I mean, look at James Cook. I mean, didn't know about him 3, 4 years ago. Now he's one of the best running back in the league, one of the best receiving running backs in the league. So I just love that story for those guys. It's a great hero story.
Yeah, they're definitely a fun team to root for. There's also another big game, Colts Seahawks.
Man.
It's gonna be interesting. Obviously, this game would have been much better with Danny Dimes. He was probably gonna win comeback player of the year. But I think at this point in the week, the Colts are gonna have to play Riley Leonard. I don't really know if they're gonna be able to get a guy in at this point in the week and teach him the playbook and trust him to go out there against the Seattle defense. But I think it could be a decent game. They're a run heavy team. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's that's not going to affect him much who's turning around and handing him the ball. So I look for them to really pound the rock against Seattle. And I think they can honestly keep it close.
Yeah, with the Seahawks and the Colts, man, the Seahawks are coming off this 37-9 victory over the Falcons. The Colts got absolutely obliterated by the Jaguars. So the Seahawks are coming in with all this confidence, and I got to be honest, I think it's going to be kicking a wounded dog.
Yeah, definitely there's potential for that because Riley did not look too good last week. I mean, in college we saw he's not really a pocket passer. He's much more of a run guy. If his first option's not there, he's pulling it down and running. And in the NFL, that's not really a recipe for success. But we'll see, man. I mean, the Colts defense is really going to have to step up now.
Well, all right, Nick. I think that's everything for the NFL. Big news for the NFL side of things, man. Plenty of stuff we could talk about in the NCAA side of things, especially with the season wrapping up and all these bowl games and all these news breaks. So, yeah, if you want to get us started, the NCAA football side of things, man, let's get right into it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of start at the top of the conference games and we'll go right down through them. BYU, Texas Tech. I think that was kind of what everybody expected. I mean, that's kind of what I said was going to happen in the episode we dropped Saturday morning. Um, I just think Texas Tech is so strong in all the areas that BYU tries to exploit you on defense that just a terrible, terrible matchup for BYU. And yeah, Texas Tech covers the 12.5 and they win big. Um, did you see anything in that game that kind of popped off to you, or was it just kind of what you expected as well?
Okay. Oh yeah, with the BYU versus the Texas Tech game, Baron Morton played amazing, man. Jacoby Williams, 80 yards, 15 carries, and Reggie Virgil had a great game. And Bear Batchmeyer, man, it threw 2 picks, did not have that good of a game. But I expect the score will probably be a little bit more closer. But like you said, they were outmatched. And I'm glad to see Texas Tech come out on top.
Yeah, and the committee's really respecting them as they kind of said they were going to do all year. They get the 4 seed. BYU gets bounced out. I mean, we could talk about that here in a second when we go through the bracket, but that's a travesty because you should never be punished for a conference championship game, I thought, but they did. I think kind of the shocker of the week, and it was my hot take of the week Saturday. Georgia basically absolutely throttled Alabama.
Yep, yep, that was a great game. Great to watch. I mean.
Yeah, it definitely was. Ty Simpson did not look good. They got down early and they were kind of playing catch up the rest of the game. They made it a little bit of a game right before the half, but then Georgia came out and basically dominated. They took their foot off the gas a little bit there. Was that collusion so Alabama gets into the playoffs? so we don't have to talk about that. But um, Georgia's looking primed and ready to go for this playoff run. And where they are in the bracket, I mean, they're not going to have too tough of a time.
Yeah, just like you said, man. I mean, Ty Simpson played horrible. He was very inaccurate, man. The defense didn't show up. Daniel Hill, their running back, did not play great, and their leading wide receiver only had 62 yards, man. It was a really, really good game for Georgia, and absolutely not what you expect out of an Alabama team. But like you said, most people are rooting against them, so there you go, Georgia.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Indiana pulls off the upset of the year. The upset. I mean, should probably stop calling it an upset. When you talk about Indiana football, it feels like an upset when you're going up against a team like Ohio State. But they've done what they've shown us they could do all year, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't fun to watch if you like offense, but they get the win 13-10, and they're the Big Ten champs and the number one seed going into the playoff.
Yeah, that was like you said, a very heavy defensive battle, man. One of the crazy stat lines that were in the game was Charlie Becker on Indiana side of things had 6 catches for 126 yards. Then Jeremiah Smith met that with 8 receptions, 144 yards. And the quarterback play was almost similar, man. I mean, like Fernando Mendoza, 15 for 23, and Julian Sayin, 21 for 29. So it was a really heavy defensive game, man.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Ohio State misses that kick late to tie it, but Indiana would have got the ball back with a good chunk of time left. So there's nothing to say that Indiana wouldn't have just gone down and scored. I know that's maybe a brazen statement against the Ohio State defense that they would just cut right down in crunch time, but you never know. They missed it, so we'll never find out. Um, yeah, it was definitely a struggle to watch on offense because both of those defenses were getting after the passer like crazy.
Yep.
The
Uh,
game that no one really cared about, the game that shouldn't have been a ACC championship game, Duke beats Virginia. They win the conference at 8-5. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you, man. The stats with the game, I mean, the quarterback battle was, it was not that good. I mean, Chandler Morrison for Virginia, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, barely completed half of his passes. Darian Mensa threw a pick. He did have 2 touchdowns, and he was a little more accurate than him. And then the receiving side of Virginia wasn't that great. Their leading receiver only had 59 yards. Duke, Cooper Barkate, 5 receptions, 91 yards. And the Russian attack, Nate Shepard played pretty well. Harrison Whaley, a little lackluster. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. An 8-5 team
Yeah.
can go to the playoffs, man. That is wild.
Yeah, out of all the games we just touched on and went through, I mean, that's by far the most boring, unintriguing game
yeah,
by a wide margin.
yeah, I agree, dude. That's crazy, man. It's funny though. Oof, that's wild.
But yeah, that will wrap up the conference championship. Let's go ahead and jump into this bracket because it's out. There's no more debate. This team should get in. This team could get in. It's here. It's set. The crying's over. Well, for a lot of teams, the crying's still going on, but the bracket's out. What is your initial take when you saw it?
My initial take, man. I think everybody's gonna think this. I mean, what happened with Alabama and Notre Dame not getting in there? I mean, that's crazy to me, dude.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they sit here and they'll tell you they want the 12 best teams in the playoff, but this is clearly a lie when you have teams like Tulane and James Madison in the playoff. I mean, if I really sat here right now in front of you with a straight face and said, Evan, I think JMU is going to win the national championship, you would call the police as soon as we got off this thing and said, "This man needs to be Baker acted because he's insane."
Yeah.
And they want to tell us it's the 12 best teams. I mean, this is just disgusting. We could have got Oregon, Texas. We could have got Ole Miss, Vandy. We could have got so many more intriguing matchups that would have made this first round so much fun. But instead, they give us pig slop.
I mean, I agree with you, man. There's so many better matchups, man, in there. I mean, BYU could have got in there. Notre Dame could have got in there. Vandy, Utah. I mean, Virginia dropped because of their L, but I mean, Virginia, like, I mean, it's
I mean,
crazy,
Texas
dude.
is the hottest team as any in the last month. If you put Texas in there, I really legitimately think there's a chance they can go on a run and win it all with that team.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. They're steamrolling right now, man. Uh,
Arch Manning is sitting at home on December 20th because JMU is playing. Evan, tell me on the map where JMU is.
I have no idea, Doug. James, man, I
Nobody
don't know.
does. Nobody does.
It is crazy, dude.
Who have these teams beat? And we're getting a repeat of Ole Miss, Tulane, and Ole Miss beat them by 30 earlier in the year. What are we doing? How do you care about ratings and the 12 best teams and the best team you want to win, and you just put in cupcakes? And they're talking about expanding the playoff. Imagine if this was 16 teams. I mean, App State and USF and all these stupid schools that nobody knew had football programs would be in, and we'd be having the same thing. It's disgusting. We need something new.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, even with Tulane, man, even their own head coach said they're not that good. I mean, it's wild, dude. It's wild.
And their head coach is gone. Their head coach is at Florida now, and they're letting him coach in the playoff. I guess he can go sing one last kumbaya with his buddies and get absolutely boat raced before he goes to a SEC powerhouse. Well, what could be a SEC powerhouse in Florida. But yeah, I mean, it's no one's gonna care to watch those games. And the initial thing I see when I look at this bracket is Oregon's road is by far the easiest. They're gonna play James
Hmm.
Madison, they'll beat them by 50, and then they're gonna play Texas Tech. And I understand Texas Tech's really good and they've got this loaded roster. They spent all this oil money on that defense and that O line. But I mean, Oregon's been a blue blood in this sport for many, many years, our entire lifetime. So Oregon could kind of easily get into the semifinal. And once you get there, who knows what could happen? You win two more games and you're the number one team in the country.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I mean, just like you said, I think Oregon's going to steamroll them. They're going to fight Texas Tech, which is the easier opponent between Indiana and Georgia and Ohio State. I mean, Tulane is
Yes,
going to
by
lose to Ole
far.
Miss. Yeah, I mean, Tulane's going to lose to Ole Miss. They're going to play Georgia. Then, that's Georgia. I think Georgia's going to beat them, but you don't know. We don't know. Then Texas A&M's probably going to beat Miami and then play Ohio State. I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That Miami team is hungry. They didn't think they were getting in. Cristobal was up there pleading his case. Please let us in. They're in. Everyone's been saying all year Texas A&M hasn't really played anybody. They played Texas. They got beat. I understand it was on the road in a rivalry game. They had that big comeback against South Carolina, but I think you really got to look out for Miami here because if that defense gets going and those wide receivers can make a few plays and Carson Beck doesn't go turn into Carson Blind, then
yeah,
I think Miami has a chance.
that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. I don't know. Carson Beck might go up there and just out their teammates how they could have played better. So I don't know. I don't know.
There's definitely a chance of that happening, but if that team is clicking and everything's going right on that night, the U is a legitimate team in this playoff.
Okay, man, we're gonna have to see that then. We're gonna see how that pans out. Hey, man. I mean, you think Miami's gonna beat them? What do you think?
I do. I
You do?
do. I'll come out and make the prediction right now. I do. I think Miami goes in. to Texas A&M and sneaks out of there with the dub. They thought they were dead. Imagine feeling like you were dead and you get given the second opportunity at life. You're not going to squander that. These guys aren't going to squander that. They're down there right now in the 305, itching to get on that bus or that plane now with all this money they have in college football, but and get to Texas because I think they're going to shock the world.
All right, well, man, hey, we got a little bit of something we can watch out for. I think Texas A&M gonna get it, man. But hey, that's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, all
it
right.
is. And the other uh, first round game that we got to touch on is the rematch of Alabama and Oklahoma. Oklahoma goes into Tuscaloosa, beats Alabama earlier in the year. Alabama obviously lost last week, as we just touched on. They haven't looked great to close out the year. They probably should have lost that game to Auburn. They didn't. They won. They found a way to win, and that's all that matters. But when you're looking at trends, Alabama is definitely not trending in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I think Oklahoma's gonna come out and take the game. I just haven't been impressed by Alabama. I feel like they're very inconsistent, defensive wise. I think their quarterback play could be better. Um, but I mean, they are still a top team for a reason. But I think the Sooners are gonna get it, man.
Yeah. And listen, we're not doing this for views. We're not doing this to create controversy in the podcast, but I'm taking Alabama.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
to. I have to. I mean, everything I just said is true, and I believe it. They're not trending good. They got killed last week, but Oklahoma's offense can be so bad at times. John Mateer is
Yeah.
not the guy that we thought he was in week 2 and week 3. I mean, they're if they get a couple bad drives, a couple 3 and outs, interception, a fumble here or there, I mean, if they let Alabama hang around in this game and they don't do what Georgia did and kind of just keep them down and hold them down when you have them there, Alabama's not a team that I'd want to get into a one possession game or a last minute drive against.
Yeah, I can see that, man. I agree with John Mateer. I mean, their last matchup, there was a big quarterback diff, man. I mean, John Mateer only had 138 passing yards, and it was met with 326 passing yards. So
Yeah.
I do agree Mateer may not show up. Um, but I mean, dude, Oklahoma's defense, man, absolutely just
Oh,
they're crazy.
oh,
So,
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They have the best defense in college football, I think. That's what makes them so dangerous in this playoff because defense wins championships and they by far are the best. If they can get after Ty Simpson and kind of make him see stuff that he's not really seeing and they can show him one front and then when the play happens, give him a different look. That's what confuses him. And with that pass rush, he's gonna have to make decisions quick. Um, and Ryan Williams keeps catching the ball like Helen Keller, then they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to need him. But if he can make a few plays, Bernard will be their number one as he's been all year. If Ty Simpson cannot just give away the game, they get some help from that run offense. I I don't think it's too crazy if we come in here next week or 2 weeks from now, excuse me, and Alabama's moving on.
yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a close, I think the end result's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be another close game.
Yeah,
I think
me
so.
too.
And the way Kip Lewis has been playing all year, man, it's gonna be a problem for Ty Simpson, man. I think it's gonna be an issue.
It definitely could be. It definitely could be. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in Ty, but he he's on if he's on schedule and they're getting 3 and 4 first excuse me. If they're getting 3 and 4 yards on first down, then he can be good. But yeah, if they're in 3rd and 7s and 3rd and 9s all day long, then they're definitely going to be in trouble.
Yep, yep. All right, guys. Moving on from the NCAA playoffs and ranking side of things, there's two big news breaks that happened. Not just today, but the Lane Kiffin situation happened over a few weeks. But the Sherrone Moore stuff is new. But yeah, we want to hit on these head coaches new big news breaks that happened. So if you want to lead us in the Lane Kiffin, Nick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lane's out at LSU. Yeah, no, absolutely. Lane's out at Ole Miss. He's a LSU Tiger now. Um, he came out today and said he's allowing his offensive staff to go back to Ole Miss and coach them through the playoffs. So that's kind of interesting. There was all that drama around him sending those text messages to the coaches saying, "Get on this plane or you're not having a job with me." So maybe that was almost kind of like a loyalty check. Like, let me check these guys real quick, see if they're actually loyal to me. They proved they were. All right, now you can go back and try and get us a ring. But what do you kind of think about Ole Miss not letting him stay and coach? Do you agree with it, or do you think he should have been able to stay? I mean, Tulane let John Summerall stay, so there is teams that do allow it.
Hmm. Well, I think me and you hit on this a few weeks ago, not in the pod, but outside the pod. But I agree with you, man. I kind of I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let him stay there and coach. There's some weird statements he made about his ex and stuff. It seems like he'd be a party pooper. So letting him stay around for a little bit, I think there could be some poaching going on. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
I would, if he's not handling the situation as a professional like he is, he's getting paid like a professional. Nah, nah. If he's being a child about it, nah. Yeah, I think you need to kick him, let him out the door, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it was kind of wild. Ole Miss, the whole bidding war. Lane Kiffin tells his guys, "Come, you got to come with me." And the and the Old Miss athletic director comes out and says, "I'll double your salaries right now if you stay at Old Miss." I mean, there was, like you said, there was a whole bunch of drama. And if you followed Lane Kiffin at all, you see this is Lane. I mean, he does this dramatic stuff. He's always wants to be in the topic of conversation on these big time TV shows. He's gone. He's gone. He's at LSU recruiting those kids now. It's just gonna be interesting. So if Ole Miss goes on and wins this, does Lane get a ring?
Oh yeah, I would say so. I mean,
I would too.
yeah, I would say so. He's been there most of the season. He's done great. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yep. But yeah, no, I mean, another news break that happened today. I mean, Sherrone Moore getting absolutely fired. I mean, apparently there was some type of relationship he was having with his staff. I mean, Nick, do you think like this is like a move where they were just trying to get him out the door, or do you think this is like a big bad situation?
I definitely do. And I forget what exact podcast I was listening to the other day and which coach it was, but he was basically saying when you sign these big time deals now, these guys are signing $95 million, $100 million deals. These colleges will actually have somebody going around following you, watching your every single move in that building, and just documenting every time you break a rule of conduct, waiting for opportunities like this to happen. So if they think, oh, this guy can't beat Ohio State, or three losses is too many at a school like Michigan, they can get rid of you, and they don't have to pay him now because they can fire him with cause. So it's a very interesting precedent to set. I mean, if we're really going to fire a guy over some kind of relation with someone on the staff, I don't know too much about it, so I won't really touch too much on it. But I mean, I would assume there's hundreds of head coaches around the country that are doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just a common thing nowadays that's going around with this type of stuff. But actually, that's a real. I didn't know that when what you just said. I didn't know that they do that. And when teams do that to get rid of somebody, it fits so well for the media too, because like I mean, just like this is saying, I mean, apparently the police, there was some police attention that was brought along onto it too, And so you got a guy following you, finding any reason to let you go, dude. Even the media's like, "I'm glad he's gone. He broke TOS. Get him out of here." That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy how much
Yeah,
sway
and it's
this
really
goes.
it's an interesting time of year to do it. That's the only thing that kind of draws maybe they didn't know about it because if you were gonna fire him, you might fire him a week or two ago, but I guess they wanted to keep the morale high for Ohio State game, and maybe if he beat Ohio State, he he stays. I don't know what really is going on there, but it's almost like they're just taking a whole dig at Ohio State because Ohio State keeps Ryan Day after losing 4 years in a row, and Michigan loses one, and they're like, "Nope, you're out." So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is funny, man. I mean, and not just that. I mean, this is effective immediately, which is crazy.
Yeah,
So they didn't want him.
yeah,
Like gone. He's gone.
yeah. No, he's out of there, and they're on to the next guy. Um, I don't really know who's left. I think all the big time guys got hired, unless they're going to go somewhere else that with a guy that's not coaching right now. Maybe someone in the NFL. Maybe a guy named John Gruden, who is right now signed to Barstool, owned by Dave Portnoy. In case you didn't know, Portnoy is a Michigan guy. He's Michigan through and through. He'll do anything to see that team win. Um, and a Michigan buddy of mine sent me a yearbook tab right after Sherrone Moore got fired from John Gruden's yearbook in high school. He said his dream one day was to be the head coach at the University of Michigan. So
Huh.
I think that's pretty crazy. And if he goes there, yeah, look out.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Nick Saban. That was a joke. That was a joke. He's done for. He's gone. But John Gruden though,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I think
interesting though.
yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be somebody that's not in college right now because all the guys took these jobs last week. So unless they're gonna go with some smaller school, but I don't see it. I mean, at a big time program like Michigan, you need to make a splash higher. If they want to keep the guys they have right now, they need to make a splash higher because the guy we were just talking about 10 minutes ago, if you don't think he's making a phone call to Bryce Underwood tonight, trying to get him to LSU, you're crazy. Because Lane is all about the flash, and he will throw a bag at Bryce Underwood to come there. And he already was committed there all throughout high school. And he flipped the last year when Michigan offers him 10 million. He goes, "Yeah, I'll stay home and play for Michigan." Different tune now with the program up in the air. So does he go back to his guts with as high flying and flashy as LSU looks right now?
That's a good point. And right now, I think Biff Poggi is going to take over as the interim head coach. I don't think they stick with him. So yeah, I think the
Yeah, no, he's not
responsibilities are
even a
bigger.
football coach. Yeah, no, Poggi's not even a football coach. He's a donor. He just donates so much damn money. They let him stand on the sidelines, and they love him. But I mean, he's coached for a long time, but he's a billionaire. Like, what are we talking about?
Then other than Sherrone Moore, man, I mean, how about James Franklin's situation?
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see. He comes in. I believe it was probably what 2 3 weeks ago at this point when he takes over. Virginia Tech has a bottom tier recruiting class. They were a dumpster fire. No big time talent was interested in going there. They hire him. He comes in a month and hires a top recruiting class in the country. I mean, that's very impressive.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to see how well he's doing so far and the little tiny small steps he's done to get that going over there. I mean,
Do
we
you
already
think
knew they
he's
had a
having
lot of
any
money.
regrets right? Yeah, they do definitely have money, but what's kind of wild is if you told him a month ago that this Michigan job was coming open, I don't know if he's taking that Virginia Tech job.
Yeah. No. He's going to Michigan, big dog.
Yeah.
That's funny. But
So
I'm glad
you
though.
wonder if he's kind of kicking himself a little bit, but I don't think that recruiting class hurts at all. So I think he's feeling just fine.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine. You know, he's settling with his staff and all that. And I think they're gonna get the ball rolling, man. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, ACC's wide open, so
Yeah,
it's
wide
anybody's
open.
next year.
No big dog there. Yeah, it's wide open.
Alrighty, well, if you don't have anything left for NCAA, we'll wrap that up. And we'll go ahead and jump right into the association.
All right, hop in the NBA side of things. Right now, we're prime time in the Emirates Cup side of things. I'm not a fan of it. Nick's not the fan of it. Uh, but I guess it adds something to talk about in the NBA side of things. Uh, I mean, Orlando's in it. Raptors are in it. The Knicks are in it. Miami Heat's in the wild card side of it. I don't understand the wild cards side of it, but everybody else in the Eastern Conference has been eliminated. As you can see here in the NBA Cup standings, anything with an O means you've been eliminated. In the Western side of things, Oklahoma obviously is in there. Lakers are obviously in there. The Spurs have made it in there, and the Phoenix Suns are in the wild card of it. Uh, and then everybody else listed with an O is also booted out of there. So it's gonna be fun to see how the players compete in it. There's a lot of money up into it. So it's gonna be fun to see how how a little bit of the talent picks up a little bit. But a few notes that I do want to hit on. Jason Tatum is looking really good coming back from his Achilles, or he's doing one-on-ones. I think I've seen in the gym. And then Tyrese Halliburton and Damian Lillard. These guys are looking like they're getting close to a return. Obviously, they're not gonna be back. Obviously, they're not gonna be back. But their healing process has been really fast, really good. I'm glad to see those players come back because these are top essential guys for these teams. The Portland Trailblazers, I mean, very young team. Shaden Sharp is a true up and coming superstar on the Trailblazers, and Damian Lillard being there is going to be great for his growth. Jason Tatum being back for the Celtics is going to boost them into final favorites. It's going to boost them into final favorites. The way Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and all these guys they're coming together and playing, man, it's amazing to see how they're playing without their superstar being there. I mean, they just beat the Lakers by like 35 the other night, and the Lakers are they were
Nothing new. Nothing new.
nothing new, nothing new. But yeah, no, the Lakers are just not a team that you play around about. They're in contention. I mean, they have AR-15, they have Luca, they have LeBron. And now I do know Luca was I think hurt and LeBron was hurt, but no, Luca and AR was there. I'm sorry, Luca and AR was there. So they're just down LeBron, and it's really good to see such a team who has a hurt superstar come in and beat that good of a team. Um, really happy
Yeah,
to see that.
I'm kind of torn about the whole thing because when you have a guy like Jason Tatum, he's a dog. He's got that dog in him. He always has and he always will. So it's hard to keep a guy like that off the court, but
Hmm.
I really don't know if I want him back this year just because he
Yeah.
is the franchise. He is a top 3 player in the NBA. You could say whatever you want, make any stupid argument you want, but he is a top 3 player in the NBA, and I don't want to risk rushing him back for a 6 seed in the playoffs and risking that. I'd rather just hold on to him next year and see what this team can do, but it will show a lot. If this team can go all year without him and keep pulling off these impressive wins and go into the playoffs and maybe win a round or two, I mean, it's definitely been interesting to watch. Derek White came out earlier in the year and really struggled, and the Celtics struggled along with him because he's kind of been their guy for the 3-point ball since Tatum's been out. And if you watch Celtics basketball, they live and die by the three. Unfortunately, that's not the kind of basketball I enjoy watching or encourage. But yeah, I think they're an interesting team in the East. The East is weak, so they definitely have a good shot of getting in the playoff. And if Tatum does come back and they do rush him back and they let him in, like you said, I mean, I think they have as good a shot as any to go on a run.
Yeah, I think if the Celtics make it to the playoffs, man, I would love for Jason Tatum to come back. I don't want him to rush it. Rushing things never make it better. He's young. If you just take the full time to heal, you're going to be successful. You're going to be back in the playoffs. I promise you they're going to win another ring as long as they don't mess anything up and do anything too risky. But yeah, that's really essential. Tyrese Halliburton, he tore his Achilles too. All these Achilles tears are just, oh, it's making me mad, man. I don't like
And
seeing that. They need to practice more. They need to work out more. They need more, more, and more. Cause this is like new.
what
Like this doesn't happen.
and when have you ever seen such young guys tear their Achilles? I mean, these are guys that are still fairly young. I mean, Tatum's been in the league for a little while now, but Halliburton's young, Tatum's young, guys still in their 20s. We never have seen Achilles tears in guys this young before.
Yeah, no, it's sad, man, and it really you can really see, man, when they get out of college or if they come straight from high school, they hit a door where they like everything's like it becomes easier for them. I feel like, and and in my opinion, if they need to have these hard schedules again where they're absolutely just their practices are hard, and they have these great work ethics in between games, after games, and I feel like these injuries are from being relaxed, and I don't. That's not good because this doesn't happen a lot. Like like when Kobe was
Yeah,
doing
it's interesting.
plays.
I
Go ahead.
definitely see that side of it, but there's also like with the age, I'm trying to make like a correlation of why these guys could be so young and tearing it. And this is kind of the first generation, the Tatum and Halliburton generation of 24/7 AAU basketball playing 8 games every single Saturday, 5 games on Sunday. You're traveling all over the place playing. I understand Kobe and the generations before, they've always played, but during the off season, it was much more of a controlled setting, practices and playing outside in the street, games like that. Um, I just don't know if playing so much when you're that age and just putting so much wear and tear on your body from 6 to 18 on every different travel team every other weekend and just putting your body through it all over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean that is a great point. There's definitely pros and cons to that side of it. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go out there and give a guy a super max contract or a really high contract. You don't want him out there risking those type of things. So I mean,
No.
I definitely understand that for sure. Um, oh, with the NBA rookie ladder though, Cooper Flag did take number one. He slowly climbed it. He went from like 7, and he went to 3. Now he's number one, and I'm really glad to see how well he's taken over the rookie ladder. And not just that, he has really good competition with it too. I mean, Con Canoopel is he's averaging 18. That's a little bit more than Cooper Flag. Or actually, I think now it's less. But Con Canoopel's out there balling, man. I mean, you got VJ Edgecombe, Derek Queen, you got Ryan Kalkbrenner, but he's kind of declining a little bit as the season progresses. But no, I mean, the Cooper Flag is still out there dominating. He's climbing this rookie ladder, man. I really hope he wins NBA Rookie of the Year, bro.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see him kind of get comfortable. And I think what a lot of people forget and gets lost in all the hype is this is supposed to be his freshman year in college. He left high school a year early, so this is a really, really young guy. You hear all these guys, no matter what age they come up in, the transfer from high school to college is a big difference in speed, and the difference from college to the NBA or NFL or any sport, the speed of the game is so much different when you make these jumps in levels of competition. So I think the game's definitely kind of slowing down for him. He's not shaking every single night in the locker room when he's putting on his jersey. He's getting used to it. He's getting comfortable. And I think it's awesome to see him live up to this hype. And who knows where the Mavs can end up if they get hot.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of soap opera going around with the Mavs too, man. I mean, AD. There's rumors about him gaining weight. There's rumors about him about to get traded, and it's funny how now we're dealing with another gaining weight situation where Luca, they blame Luca for that. Now they're blaming Anthony Davis for that. And now they're trying to get rid of him because he's injury prone and all that. Just a lot of media stuff going on the Mavs side of stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and what's so interesting about that is like you're saying AD is too injury prone and you traded away one of your best guys for him? I mean, did you just start watching AD play basketball? He's been injury prone since New Orleans. I mean, what do you can't complain about a guy doing something he's done his entire life. I mean, that's just like the Ole Miss fans crying about Lane Kiffin leaving for a bigger school. If these guys show you their one trend their whole life, they're not just going to suddenly change now because they're on your team. I think that's just way too optimistic of thinking. And Dallas is definitely starting to not. I mean, I don't know if they regret it as much because they did end up getting Cooper Flag, and he's supposed to be the next big generational talent. But yeah, I mean, AD, what are we doing talking about him being injury prone? We've all known that for years now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think Anthony Davis is going to get traded eventually, especially with how much spice is around it. But at the end of the day, though, with Kyrie Irving being hurt, I'd really like Kyrie Irving to come back and see how that team is now with him off an injury, with hopefully AD staying consistent because him just coming off of an injury, and then Cooper Flag developing into the crazy player he is now, or eventually going to be. So that's going to be interesting to watch. And there's also another thing like OKC is 23-1 right now, 96% win percentage. I'm gonna say it now. I could see this team beating GSW's record of 9 losses. I could see this team beating that. And yes, there's a lot that goes into it. You got to have a little bit of luck on your side when it comes to injuries and stuff. Um, Everything has to play perfectly for you. And I could see OKC beating that record. Do I hate it? Yes. I don't like teams like OKC where they get super stacked because they have a really good GM and an owner that buys into their team. Um, I like to see the one player where there's one superstar, there's a star player, and there's a bunch of role players. I like the grit and grind of a team where they're not super stacked and it's not given to them. Where just if this team plays like a team, they can win. And but I could see OKC beating that win loss record, and it'd be crazy if they do beat it because people are saying that's one of the most one of the top most unbeatable records or yeah records you could ever try to achieve. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, SGA is coming out and proving that he's that guy. I mean, last year was not a fluke. A lot of people don't like the way he plays. They complain about him flopping, but that's the game. I mean, if you've ever played the game, if you've really been in the game, you're going to do whatever it takes to win. You can call me all this, and that. Guess what? He's the MVP. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He's an NBA champion. Call me whatever you want when you're winning, when you're 29-1 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, now you got a good point for sure. Yeah, I mean, what's also crazy to think about is like the Western Conference ain't as good as the Eastern Conference this year. It's actually the complete opposite. Eastern Conference looking a lot more like a lot better than the Western Conference, which is that's just a flip flop story. Normally, it's the Western Conference looking better. Um, I mean, you can just see it in the top eight here. I mean Miami Heat, the eight seed's 14-11, and then you got Golden State that's 13-12, and it just gets better as you go up. Uh, which is it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder a little bit if there's some cannibalism going on there. It's just all the teams in the West are so good that they're just beating up on each other. But the East definitely has looked very impressive this year. But it's still anybody's game. It's still so early in the year. We're kind of getting into the dog days of the season now to where the hype of the new season's kind of wearing off and the playoffs are so far that you kind of can't look forward to them yet. But this is where teams make the push. This is where the seasons are decided in these stretch of games, these next 20, 30 games where you really set yourself up for the playoff. And I also think OKC can get that record broken. Um, you just hope if you're an OKC fan that they don't do what Golden State did the exact way that year and then go to the playoff and get bounced.
No, that's a valid point, man. Um, But yeah, I mean, to wrap up the NBA side of things, man, I want to go over the standings. Detroit Pistons still on top of the Eastern Conference. They're on a two-game win streak. They just got beat off their 10-game win streak. Then you got New York Knicks 17-7. They're on a four-game win streak. What's really interesting about this team is that they're 4-6 on the road. Not a good road team. That's actually not good. Then you got the Celtics are on a five game, man. I mean, 5 games before this they were 10-9. That's wild. So
Yeah,
they really flipped
yeah.
around. Jalen Brown playing his heart out. Uh, they're 7-5 on the road. They're 8-4 at home. That's a really good bounce back team right there. Orlando, Desmond Bain just dropped 36 to put them in the Emirates Cup. They're 15-10, 5-6 on the road, which is not good. 10-4 at home, which is kind of what you expect. Then you got Toronto, 15-11. They're on a four-game losing streak. This team was 15-7 before this four-game losing streak. Um, and the Raptors look really good, but they're on a four-game losing streak, which is kind of weird. Not good. Um, they're 3-4 against the division, which is negative. Not good. 8-6 at home, 7-5 on the road, and then you got Philly, 13-10, which is crazy because they definitely had a lot worse record starting the season off than 13-10. If I'm not mistaken, they were negative. Then Cleveland, which is really sad to see that they're not playing well. Their last 10, 4-6. 5-5 on the road, 9-6 at home, 6-0 against their division, 6-0 against their division, 11-8 against their conference. Cleveland, I expect more out of Cleveland, especially where they panned out last year in the playoffs. Um, they did get beat out pretty early. Pause. But yeah, Cleveland. I think they're going to turn around. They're going to get back on the top three of the seeded conference here. Then other than that, it's a big drop off. You got Miami Heat 14-11, Atlanta 14-11, and my Chicago Bulls 9-14. Absolute flop. We're on a 7-game losing streak. We suck. Holy moly, we
Yeah,
suck.
it's disappointing to see that, especially the way they started the year. They looked like they're going to be able to contend in the East, but yeah, it's not looking good in Chicago.
Not at all, man. We were 8-0. So that means we only won one game. We only won one game since our 8-0 start. It's just sad. Sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, hate
Uh,
hate to see it.
yeah, really though. To get on the Western Conference side of things, obviously we got OKC 23-1, 95% win rate, 15 winning streak, winning streak of 15, 12-1 on the road, 11-0 at home, 5-1 against the division, 19-1 against their conference. The Lakers 17-6, absolutely been doing great this year with the AR-15, Luka Doncic, LeBron trio. LeBron is taking a big step back with AR-15 playing so well and Luka playing so well. A great trio there. Then we got Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, 3-game win streak, 11-2 on the road, 6-4 at home, um, 12-5 against their conference. And then we got the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are supposed to be offensive heavy. Actually, they have the best offense in the league. Very offensive heavily. Uh, they're 7-3 in their last 10, 8-4 on the road, 7-2 at home. The Spurs obviously. I think in our first episode or second episode we talked about them being a contender with Victor Wembanyama. 7-5 on the road, 9-2 at home. Then you got Minnesota with Edwards. Sadly, I feel like they've been playing. Should be playing a little bit better with Anthony Edwards at the helm and Julius Randle. But yeah, they're just 15-9, 10-8 on the conference. And then the Phoenix Suns 14-10, GSW, absolute disappointing season so far for them with such a good roster, 13-12. And then the ninth seed is 11-13 with Memphis. So, uh, other than that, I mean, that's all for the NBA side of things. Nothing too crazy, nothing popping off, no crazy trades or anything. So we can wrap that up and hop in the MLB side of things.
Alrighty, so yeah, jumping into MLB, there's some big time free agent signings. Pete Alonso today comes out and signs with the Baltimore Orioles. He leaves the Mets as much as they wanted to keep him. He was on to bigger and better things. As a Rays fan, there's not much worse of a guy that I want to see coming to our division, but I'll take him, I guess, not being on the Yankees or the Red Sox just because they're already so stacked. But I think Alonso is going to bring very, very good things to Baltimore. I mean, he can be that veteran veteran guy in that young locker room. They're so young up the middle and behind the plate that he can kind of come in and steady them and show them the ropes and how it's supposed to go. And if they can somehow get that pitching staff turned around and make a playoff push, I mean, he's a guy that's been there before. He's a proven winner. He's shown he can win. And I definitely don't hate that signing for the Baltimore Orioles.
No, man, I think it's a good signing. It's really going to improve their first baseman dramatically.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Rays go out and pick up center fielder Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles. He's not a big power bat. He's not a guy that's going to jump off the screen, but he's got a great glove. He's a good contact hitter. They'll plug him right in there at the top of the lineup, and they'll have some stability in center field. Last year, it kind of bounced around a little bit. They had that speedster, but he doesn't have the pop. He kind of slap hits and gets on base and steals. So they'll secure that up and get back into the Tropicana field this season, and hopefully they can compete with the Orioles and the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's such a tough division. Can't forget the Blue Jays. Now they were just in the World Series. How could you forget them? But
Yep.
yeah, the Rays have their work cut out for them. So we'll see how the season goes.
Yeah, it's a good signing for them. He's a pretty good center fielder. His batting average is it could be a little higher, but it's not bad. It's not
Yeah, definitely.
horrible, but man.
Alrighty, yeah. So that'll wrap up MLB. I know it was quick. There's a couple other little signings here and there, but we'll definitely cover the big ones as they go. Um, with that being said, we'll jump into best bets. Evan, what do you got?
Hey man, I
Oh,
got
cut that out. Cut that.
okay,
Cut that last part out. I'll throw it again.
okay.
Alrighty, yeah, Evan. We'll go ahead and jump into best bets. What do you got?
All right, man. I have the spread on the Chicago the Bears and the Cleveland Browns game is 7.5. Um, 85% of the bets have been on the Bears, and I think the way the Bears have been playing, I think the Bears will steamroll the Browns, especially with that competitive game between the Packers. I think that's going to be an easy bet for most of you guys watching.
Yeah, that's definitely. I definitely like the looks of that one. I don't really have anything too crazy this week with all these good coin flip games. I don't really like anything against the spread, but I will take the Lions and the Bills to get it done on the road. I don't really mind parlaying them. I would play them separately just because of how volatile both those games could be. But I mean, you could get some really good value if you parlay Bills, Lions, money line.
Yeah, I like that. I like them odds. I pretty much say this every time we do bets. Obviously, I can't bet on the Lions, but hey, the Bills, I'm all in, dog. So I'm for it. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show.
yeah, I ain't got nothing else, man. It was a fun episode, dude. Really good. I'm glad we're
Yeah,
back and bounced
absolutely.
back.
Absolutely. As always, we appreciate every single one of you coming out. If you don't mind leaving us a like, comment, subscribe on the way out the door, and have a great, profitable week. Good night, and God bless.
Hey, you guys have a good night.